please join me at virtualofficeaudit.com. 30 minutes, 7 steps, and you'll be well on your way toward your successful journey in the virtual world. We talk about things like your camera angle, your lighting, your microphone, your bandwidth, your body language, virtual backgrounds. Hey, fellow humans, welcome to the Virtual Presentation Skills Podcast. This is our mini cast mastery version of the podcast, which means I guarantee to deliver value in less than 10 minutes. Today will be a really quick episode focusing on virtual engagement and more specifically, the chat feature in Zoom. Let me just say, I didn't realize there are still so many people who are not familiar with Zoom or WebEx or some of the bigger names in the virtual collaboration industry, Microsoft Teams, that is. I'm shocked because I have been working in this industry for well over 20 years. I started with WebEx about 23 years ago. And virtual collaboration is something I've grown up with. It's been part of my life for so long. I can't imagine not being involved in the virtual world. And every now and then something happens to make me think, you know, I need to take a step back because I'm too close to the content, virtual engagement and how to increase it, how to increase retention rates, how to increase your sales, for example, how to put more pennies in your pocket. It's just something that is second nature to me. But something happened earlier this week I'd like to share with you. I was talking to a team of individuals who were brand new. They were just onboarding to a very large company. And I did not have a really good understanding of the fact that they were not using virtual collaboration right out of college or even integrating into the first jobs they had prior to this job. They're probably 24, 25, around that age range. And I said, okay, great. If you are going to be the team lead for the meeting, make sure that you're incorporating chats, polls, and breakout rooms, which was the last episode, by the way. If you haven't listened to it, please go back and take a listen. And everybody in the room, the virtual room, was looking at me with this deer in the headlights look. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what did I just say? I said something that is not resonating with anyone in this audience, and I'm not meeting their needs. I could tell by their body language I was not meeting their needs. So I asked the question, does everybody know what a chat, poll, and a breakout room is? Raise your hand if you do. Not one person in the room raised their hand. And I thought, oh my goodness, I have got to go backwards to a place where I'm starting at the beginning and I'm coaching and training humans who have no experience with some of the accessories in these tools. So, what we did was start talking about the chat feature and what it is and why to use it. So I thought I would share that information with you today for folks who don't know. Hosts, for example, of Zoom and co-hosts for that matter can configure the chat so that you can chat to no one, you can chat to hosts only, or you can chat to everyone publicly. And there are a couple of configuration options there. You can click on the three dots in the chat section as a host, and you can actually have a lot more control over the chat than you think you can. If you happen to be in full screen when you are trying to configure your chat, you can click on more from the full screen. And typically that toolbar floats right at the top of the screen. Some people I've seen them reconfigure their system so the toolbar is floating on the bottom, but usually it's right on the top. That's where it is for me on both my PC and my Mac. You can choose public versus private. Like I was saying earlier, even you as the attendee can choose public as versus private. And you can reply and format your messages using rich text, which I guess a lot of people don't know. So you do have the option for bold and italic. You can also add emojis to your responses, and you can reply directly to messages to create separate threads as well. You can share files directly in the chat window. This is something the host enables, but you can definitely share files, which is nice. There are a lot of times in the training programs we host where we share files and we want people to be able to download them automatically. And you can do that in the chat window with Zoom. So we're just talking about Zoom today. Please join me at virtualofficeaudit.com. 30 minutes, 7 steps, and you'll be well on your way toward your successful journey in the virtual world. We talk about things like your camera angle, your lighting, your microphone, your bandwidth, your body language, virtual backgrounds. We accomplish a lot in just 30 minutes, and we'd love to see you in the next training session. These training programs have become so popular. We are starting to book out the training programs available through the rest of the year. So we have them completed through June. We'll add more of the training programs into December of 2026. Very, very soon. We are working on it. Hey, I want you to know that you can also manage your notifications. So if you have an incoming chat, if you want it to appear at the bottom of your screen, you can click on the chat icon and you can view the history. So there's a lot of configuration options in Zoom people are not always aware of. I just want you to know you have the option for chat. And one of the reasons to use chat in any meeting is because it is an engagement tool. We are focused on virtual engagement for the week this week. That's our second week rotation is focusing on virtual engagement. And so many times I join webinars, trainings, virtual meetings, and there's no engagement whatsoever. And it's really time to move past that. We have a training company, Everything Webinar, who will be happy to support you in designing your meetings and your team meetings, your conferences, your trade shows, your virtual events, presentations. No matter where you are presenting, we have a tool or a service to support you to repurpose your content and repurpose your strategy so you reach the highest engagement levels you ever have. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm Kimberly Gilbert on LinkedIn, Facebook. We are Virtual Engage on Instagram. We are most active on LinkedIn. So I'd love to hear from you, either Kimberly Gilbert, Gilbert, and that's Kimberly with an I, not a Y, Kimberli. I'd love to hear from you. If something about this podcast has ignited you or lit your brain on fire, or you learned something new, please take a moment to like, share, review. Any way you're interacting with us helps the show grow. The more we grow, the bigger the guests get on this show. I look forward to meeting you in the next episode where we go live from the waist up.